Guys, welcome back, and today I just wanted to make a quick video here giving my thoughts on Luca, the new Pixar movie. Now, I didn't really have a lot of interest in this movie. I didn't really know a lot going into it, about it or what the plot was about. I knew it was about some kind of sea monster kelpie kid or something, and I just didn't really know what it was or what it was about or that much about it at all. And then a couple people told me it was good, and I was like, okay, it's Pixar, it can't be that bad. I'm sure that I'll get some enjoyment out of it, and you guys might want to see a review of it. So I decided to give it a watch on Disney Plus, and I gotta say, this is just one of the most just fun Pixar movies I've watched in a while. It's just plain fun. It's not really trying to change your world or anything. It's not it's nothing like Soul or Coco, where it's really going for the hard-hitting emotional themes and concepts. It's a very simple premise and a very simple plot. The opening reminded me a lot of Finding Nemo, not in the sense that, his parents get murdered or anything, but it just kind of reminded me in some ways of Finding Nemo. And then later on there's kind of this villain character who kind of reminded me of the chef, the really mean chef from Ratatouille. And it had a kind of a lot of elements from other Pixar movies kind of meshed into one. But I just found this movie very nice. It's just a very wholesome movie that I really like. It's, once again, it's not trying to change your worldview, but it's also not, a dumbed down movie. There's some Pixar movies where they've dumbed them down to a very strange extent. I thought, I think a lot of people can agree, Cars 2 and some of these other ones, they're extremely dumbed down movies, but this movie treats its audience with respect. It despite it being a very simple premise, it's not trying to be, more child friendly or whatever. It doesn't deal with any more kind of like Soul was a movie that was very deep and philosophical and was almost in some ways kind of, I feel, maybe hard for younger people to really grasp all the concepts in it. This movie's easier for younger people to grasp, but it also treats its audience with respect. It doesn't act like they're idiots or toddlers. It treats its audience with respect, and both of the main characters are voiced by Jacob Tremblay and I believe it's Jack Dylan Grazer, and I like both those actors. I believe that Jacob voiced the main character, but he also played Augie Pullman in the film adaptation of Wonder, and Jack Dylan Grazer played, I think it's Freddie Freeman from Shazam, and I believe he also is in Stranger Things, a show that I haven't watched, but I've heard that he's good in that. So I enjoyed both of them, and I liked the story surrounding those characters. I also liked this girl that they meet in the film that becomes their friend, and it's kind of a classic, don't reveal our identity or they'll hate us sort of thing. But by the end of it, I just, something about the central theme about it, or something about just the central message of it, really resonated with me personally, because, obviously they're sea monsters, there's kind of a discrimination metaphor going on there, but there's also kind of this idea of self-doubt being portrayed with the Jack Dylan Grazer character that I was shocked by how poignant it was. I thought it was going to be a similar resolution to Onward, a Pixar movie that came out last year that I wasn't the biggest fan of, and that I felt they kind of botched the real emotional core at the end of that film. And I thought they were going to do something similar. I thought they were going to pull off the obligatory pre-third act conflict, and it would be just as stupid as it was in Onward. But I felt it was executed way better here, and it resonated with me quite a bit. I thought they were going to try to have it be a two-sided argument, but it would seem one-sided, or it's a very obviously one-sided because one character is being way worse than the other character, which was present in Onward, where they tried to make it seem like Tom Holland's character was in some way at fault for the conflict that came about in that film, but it was very obviously the fault of Chris Pratt's character. In this film, it does feel like a two-sided conflict, because at first it seems like Jack Dylan Grazer's just being an ass, but then, it actually ends up being that Tom Holland's character makes a mistake, or sorry, not Tom Holland's character, I'm thinking of Onward too much, Jacob Tremblay's character, he is also at fault in some respects, so it's not like a one-sided thing, and I actually sympathized quite a bit with Jack Dylan Grazer's character as well, and just something about that message about self-doubt really resonated with me, because I'm a person with a lot of built-in, built up, self-doubt and stuff like that. I'm not going to get too into that, but that really resonated with me on a personal level, and this movie, I was misty-eyed by the end. I definitely teared up, and there were some moments that just really hit me, and I felt it was very well executed. I felt simple premise, executed well, and it didn't botch the ending. I felt Onward was kind of fun, but it also, the main emotional core of it just didn't really work because of the way it was written. I felt everything here, because of, the simple premise and everything, it was easy to execute all the proper emotional beats, and I felt it just did it all well. It's just a movie that's, it relishes in its simplicity, and it's just very watchable. It's funny. The animation is obviously beautiful. That's just an obvious fact about Pixar's films at this point, is that the animation is beautiful. It's a solid movie, and it's just the kind of movie I think we need right now, It's not better than Soul or Coco or any of those, but it's way better than some of the kind of more recent crappy Pixar movies like Onward and Incredibles 2, I think is actually really crappy. Don't hate on me for that. And even, honestly, I may say, I don't know if it's a better movie than Toy Story 4, but I would say that I kind of enjoyed this one more than Toy Story 4, because something about just the way Toy Story 4 ends, it just never clicks with me. Every time I watch that movie, I enjoy it, but just something about the way it ends, I don't hate it, but it just doesn't click with me. The message of that movie just doesn't really hit me, I think, the way that it was intended to. But this movie just struck a chord with me personally that a lot of Pixar movies recently have not been able to do as well. And it's kind of the first time in a while where I've actually genuinely gotten emotional with a Pixar movie, and I just thought it was great. I thought this was a really, really good movie. I mean, I guess you could complain about the fact that it's simple, but it's just it relishes in the fact that it's very simple and easy to understand, and there's something about that I enjoyed, because as a person who wants to create films myself or wants to create animations and stuff like that, it's nice to know that even a simple concept done well can actually strike a chord with people, and this movie is very inspiring to me in that way. Like I said, as a person who wishes to create things like this myself, it shows that you don't have to have the most original concept or the most in-depth, deep, philosophical story to really strike a chord with people. And that's kind of, I think, really beautiful about this movie, is that it's so simple, yet it was able to strike a chord with me personally, even more so than something like Soul. And yeah, I don't think it's a better film than Soul. I'm obviously separating objective from subjective opinion here, but objectively, this is not better than Soul or Coco. But subjectively, I think that this one I'm just speaking personally, this one hit me more on a personal level than Soul did. But yeah, I really recommend you check out Luca. I don't really have a lot more to say about it. It's a very simple, enjoyable, straight-to-the-point movie, but I feel it has something that, it's obviously it obviously contains a great message for younger people, but also just for people in general. I feel this is a movie that they should watch, especially if you're a person with self-doubt and or anything like that. I think this movie could be extremely beneficial and helpful to you. So, yeah, I really recommend you check out not Soul, jeez, oh god. Oh man, I'm getting all my Pixar movies mixed up. I recommend you go check out Luca. I think it's a great film. Very simple, but straight to the point. Good, solid, fun, emotional movie. And it's just Pixar at its finest, I feel. Pixar just doing what it does best. So you guys, please let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of my review? What did you think of Luca? Just whatever your thoughts are, please let me know them all in the comments below. And of course, as always, I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.